Hey y'all, it's Liz and I am back with another video. I thought I would hear those words again, y'all. Like, it has been a minute, like a good year and a half. Like, the last time I uploaded a video was definitely May of 2018, so it's been a long periodically time. Can I even say that I'm back? Like, I just feel like I'm basically starting another channel. Like, so much has gone on in that year and a half. It's just been a lot. But I really have been itching to come back. I've been wanting to put out new videos for the longest now. Definitely share with y'all some updates in the forthcoming videos because I will be uploading again. But right now, I really want to say thank you so much for continuing to stick around. My supporters that have just encouraged me to just upload again and get back to it. Like, I really appreciate y'all so much. Like, it has been just the world just knowing that not only are y'all like watching my videos, but you actually like them and you miss them. Like, what? Like, oh my gosh, like, I can't thank y'all enough. Between friends and strangers, like, I really do appreciate it so much, and I cannot wait to get back to it. And I am back with a soft glam look. Y'all heard it. So I figured what better way to revamp my channel than to start off with a soft glam look. Y'all, that has been all over the TL. Like, if you've been scrolling through Twitter, you have been seeing soft glam, soft glam, soft glam. And soft glam has always been a thing. Like, that has always been a go-to, but it has just gotten a resurge and I am so here for it. There's a bunch of products that's perfect for brown skin. If you're my skin tone or around my skin tone, these products will be right up your alley to help you achieve this look. And I think that's like super helpful because, you know, when I look through Makeup by Ariel, who to me is honestly one of the kings of soft glam, I don't see any black woman on his page, like, at all. Like, I'm sorry, I don't. So I really wanted to come up with a soft glam look that can be achieved on a black woman like myself. And I just really hope that y'all can take something away from this. My foundation routine is in there too. The things that I've been, you know, just swearing by these past couple of months. And I'm telling you, if you were to do this look, it will last you all day. Like, this makeup is not going to go anywhere with these products as well. So go ahead and give me a big thumbs up for the revamp of my channel, and subscribe if you are not already, and go ahead and keep on watching. So let's go ahead and jump into the brows. So today we're gonna go for a lighter brow. If you look at any soft glam look, you're gonna see that the brows are typically on the lighter end in color. For me, you know, day to day, I usually go for a darker, richer kind of brow. But when it comes down to these soft glam looks, you really want it to be soft and effortless. So today we're gonna go in with Makeup Revolution brow pomade, and this is in the color dark brown. Yeah, dark brown. And as you can see, it's just like a lighter, almost kind of ashier brown than what I typically use. So we're done with the brows. Don't worry, ladies, as you know, we're gonna blend this out once foundation comes into play. So let's go ahead and prime our lids just with a bit of concealer. So my soft glam looks have been limited to only one or two, but for the most part, one palette, and that is the Morphe 3502 palette. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this shade at the upper left corner of the palette. We're gonna take a large blending brush and just begin placing this color at the front of our lids right up here. So we're gonna go ahead and work that color towards the front of our lids. As you can see, I'm really bringing the color over here just because I want to create some definition at the front of our eyes. But again, it really doesn't have to be too perfect. This is not like a cut crease or anything that has to be too particular. You just really want everything to be very blown out. So we're gonna go ahead and take this medium brown shade and we're gonna just place the color pretty much in the same area that we placed it before, just to bring some warmth to the look as well. So another piece of advice is just to keep the color really low too. Try your best not to work the color too up towards your brow, but just keep it really low. Sometimes I get kind of heavy-handed and I blend too high up and the look just becomes super muddy. So for this look, I'm especially inspired by Makeup by Ariel, and if you look at every look he does on all his clients, he really focuses the color towards the front of the eye just to create that nose contour, and as you can see, that is already what we're creating here. And as I said, we're just gonna keep building up the color. So we're gonna go into this deep browns. Like I said, this is not really a cut crease. We're not gonna carve anything out or anything like that. We really want it to be soft, but I think that just adding a little bit of definition like this will help us achieve that like soft cut crease kind of look. So as you can see, I'm really following my eye with the brush, and you really just want to just follow your eye socket and go towards that nose area. We're going to continue to build up this dark brown, but this time with a smaller brush. So we're going to be using our Morphe M507, and I wanted to shout this brush out in particular because it is super small and it's super defined, and it's definitely your right hand brush for any kind of cut crease or fake cut crease that you could be doing. So going back into that exact same dark brown, we're really going to load up our brush and just place this color along the same area of our eye, and again just focus on building up this color. And as I said, it's the exact same color, but just working with a smaller brush, you're gonna see even more definition than you would have with a larger brush, just because this smaller brush is going to make the color a lot more concentrated. So I'm pretty satisfied with the way that looks, and I think we can go ahead and get into our light shade. So here's where the additional palette comes in. We're going to go in with our Morphe 3503 palette. We're just going into one shade from this palette, and it's going to be the lightest shade right here, and just with like a dome shape flat shader brush. So we're just using this brush to pack on the color for now. We're going to use an even smaller flat shader brush, and this is the 508, super tiny, and another right hand brush for any kind of cut crease-esque kind of look. So we're going to go in with that same shade, but this brush, and we're going to take our time and really define the front part of this eye. So as I'm looking into this palette, I did notice these two shades right here, and I couldn't help but just add that on top of what I've already added. I just wanted to honestly just tone it down a little bit. I felt like the original color that I added was a little bit too bright, and I wasn't going for something too white. Like I said, you want to go for something that's a little bit more fleshy kind of tone, but just lighter than your skin tone. I'm going back in with this tiny brush, and we're just going to redefine this area here, just in case if it got lost with the lighter color. Going back in with the brush that we used at the very beginning, the big blending brush, we're just going to blend out the edges a little bit and bring in some more of that warmth that we laid down at the beginning. Using the brown color that we used in the crease, we're just going to just pack that on the outer edge so that everything's blended. So every soft glam look always includes a smoked out wing liner or some sort of like not so defined lash line. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing. I'm actually using the brush that I used for my brows, and I'm gonna go ahead and dip into a dark brown from the Morphe palette. We're gonna stipple that onto the lash line and angle it upwards as well. Now that we have that laid down, we're gonna go in with our lashes today. Y'all, nothing has changed. This is still my favorite brand of lashes, Miss 3D Volume Lash. You can find them at your local beauty supply in the black and gold case. This is a style 255, and they look like this. This has become one of my favorites. They're super flared, super wispy. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these on. I'll be right back. All right, y'all, so we're gonna move into the face, which is probably the most important part of your soft glam look. Like, it is all about the skin and making sure it looks flawless. So we're really gonna take our time on this base and really make sure it looks flawless and smooth and airbrushed and honestly perfect. So that's what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to achieve perfection today. So the first step to perfection is a good primer. I think honestly, obviously depending on your needs. I would say the best primer for a look like this is probably like a silicone based one, just to fill in any kind of lines, pores, because you really want your face to look smooth like butter. So we're just gonna go in with our Photo Loving Primer from NYX. So after you have applied your primer, we're gonna go straight into foundation. I think soft glam looks require a full face. Like, this is not the time for natural, sheer. No, it's going to be a full beat. But the foundation I have isn't necessarily full coverage, but it is buildable. We're going to be using our Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation. I really love this foundation because by the time it really sets, it's so beautiful, and it has a demi matte finish, and it's just so pretty. It photographs really nicely as well, and it gives me that airbrush look that I was just describing. So we're gonna go in, and I'm in the shade Golden Almond 6.75. So now we're gonna be moving into concealer, and I'm gonna be using the Born This Way Too Faced Concealer. This has become one of my favorites, and I really love it. If you are looking for a full coverage look, which is what we're trying to achieve today, I think this will definitely be a go-to, and I use the shade Chestnut. So I'm gonna blend that out with my Real Technique sponge. So as for the concealer on my nose, I'm just gonna go ahead and just let it sit a little bit longer. I don't like to blend it out immediately because it tends to just get everywhere. If you let it sit, it dries down just a little bit, and it can just be a little bit more controlled by the time you go in to blend it out. So that's not it for concealer. We're gonna go in with a brighter concealer. This is the Can't Stop Won't Stop NYX concealer. I fell in love with it. I didn't like it at first, but it really grew on me when I realized its abilities. It is a matte concealer, so when you put it down, it hardly creases. And I think it's perfect for this look because it's going to give you a flawless airbrushed finish. Just FYI, if you are a person that likes to wait to blend out their concealer, I would not recommend it with this one. This one gets dry really quick, so you really want to go ahead and blend it out almost immediately as soon as you put it down. As for contour, nothing has changed. I'm still using my Black Radiance contour stick in the shade 8003. I really wanted an even brighter look, so I'm going in with Pure Beige from LA Girl, and I'm just gonna put just a little bit underneath the eyes. I'm really trying to go for that really bright under eye, very awake look. You can definitely stop where you're comfortable, but I really just want a very bright look. So now we're going to be going into powder, and today we're going to be using our trusty Airspun powder, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that with my Real Technique sponge again. So right now we're focusing less on baking and just literally laying it down and blending it out with a sponge. As I've done this look and just perfected it in the way that I prefer, I've noticed that just layering powders can give you the same effect and longevity as baking, honestly. So as we lay down this first layer, we're going to go back in with another and maybe even another, and that's when you're really going to get like that airbrush look, and of course like that stay power as well. So now we're going to go in with another layer of Airspun, and be sure to wet your sponge during this process so everything can really melt in. But yeah, we're going in with another layer of the Airspun. With Airspun, it has truly been my ride or die powder. It has never given me flashback or anything like that, so it's a super forgiving powder. You can definitely layer it on without any kind of fear of flashback or anything like that. So with that same brush that we applied the powder to our nose, I'm gonna go in underneath my eyes with a little bit more powder as well, just to really push it into the lines of my under eye. I get a lot of creasing there, so I really want to ensure that everything stays matte and put together. So now we're going to go into bronzing, and I'm going to be using the Fit Me face powder. This is just a shade that is darker than me, and this is in the shade Dark, 40 Dark. And I'm going to go in with my big powder brush. So even with the bronzer, I like to go in the center of my forehead as well. Going in with this bronzer from Morphe, I'm going to be going onto the contour side, and I'm going to be taking a smaller brush, and this is where we're really going to concentrate the color and contour and really carve out our face. And back to our under eyes, we're going to be going into another face powder from Maybelline Fit Me, and this is in the shade Medium Deep in 30. I love this powder, y'all, because it is a creamy shade just like this. It really just brightens the under eye. That's literally all I use it for. I wouldn't really recommend this powder for longevity or really like setting your makeup, but when it comes down to brightening, I love this powder. It really gives you a bright airbrushed finish. And I'm gonna go ahead and dust away that remaining powder on my nose as well. So not to neglect my nose, I'm gonna be going back in with that bronzer, the Morphe bronzer, taking the powder and really carving out the contours of my nose. We really want the nose to be snatched here. And with that smaller flat brush that we used, it was the M508, I'm going to be using the same color that we used on the lid, and I'm just going to be placing this on my waterline. I kind of noticed that a lot of Soft Glam looks kind of have like a cream nude kind of thing going on in the rim. Okay, so with that same brush, with going into the dark brown that we used earlier, I'm going to really just press this on my lower lash line. I don't know if y'all can see, but I'm just gonna be stippling that color on to our lash line, actually. So I'm gonna go in with some mascara now, and this is the Shock by YSL. It's actually a sample size that I got. Okay, so now that we're done with mascara, we are going to go in with some blush. But before I do, I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. The first setting, right now I'm using the Morphe continuous setting spray, and I'm just gonna go ahead. So as for blush, I'm just going in with an orangey shade that I just grabbed from the 3502 palette. It's really, that's just like not the focus. We're just putting a little bit of color on our face. But I really like how this look is turning out. So as I've mentioned, I really want to keep this look pretty matte. So I know that sometimes in these Soft Glam looks, there will be a little bit of glow. So I am just going to use just a bit in my Wet n Wild Mega Glow. This is in the shade Crown of My Canopy. I love this highlighter. Love it, love it, love it. But I'm just going to use like the tiniest bit, just to say that I'm wearing it, but I don't want my face to be gleaming per se. Like, that's not the goal here. So as for lips, we're gonna go in with some lip liner. So I'm lining my lips with Espresso by NYX. And I'm gonna go ahead and define it with, honestly y'all, I do not know the brand. It is from the Beauty Supply, and it's the shade Espresso, but it's just like a super dark brown. And I'm just gonna define my lips further. Okay, so as for what I'm actually gonna fill my lips in with, I'm really not sure. I'm in between two things. I'm in between a matte look and gloss. I think I will do gloss, but I will do Abu Dhabi underneath, and I'm trying to open that right now. Abu Dhabi from NYX. Soft matte lip cream, y'all, a go-to nude. Just gonna blend that out with my finger. This is from Sephora. It is, I think it's a lip plumper one. They only have 2 shades, and this is shade number 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and do one final set with the Urban Decay All Nighter spray. And y'all, if you really want your makeup to like last, go ahead and spray it on your beauty sponge and press it into your skin. Girl, your makeup will not go anywhere. I can tell you that right now.